All right, the time is 6:33, and I'll call the meeting to order. First item on our agenda is a recommended action requiring a motion to go into executive session for discussion on pending litigation, negotiations, and employment history of a particular person.
So moved.
Moved, Mr. Kenline.
Second.
Second, Mr. Borkett.
Dan?
All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. It is carried. We are in executive session as of 6:34 and plan on coming out of executive session no later than 7 p.m. to continue the rest of our regular business meeting. Thank you. The time is 7:04. We are out of executive session and returning to our regular meeting. Moving on to agenda item number 3, the land acknowledgement is presented by Ms. Gigello.
Akron Central School District acknowledges that we gather on the traditional lands of the Tonawanda Seneca Nation. We honor the contributions of the indigenous peoples, past, present, and future, with gratitude for the land as we continue to work together with a spirit of respect and understanding.
With that, I'd ask everybody to rise and join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I would turn it over to Ms. Taylor for our mission movers.
All right, and I am going to turn it over to Mr. Buno to introduce our guests.
I have two of our elementary's best here. I have Nadia Baldinelli and Lucy Takich. They were essay contest winners for our 5th grade level this year. For our elementary end-of-year award ceremony, all of our students have the option of getting to submit an essay for the contest that then their grade level teachers read and give us their top 20, and then me and Mrs. Koss are able to read through and select our top 2. Lucy and Nadia did a fantastic job, as you'll hear very shortly, but also did a fantastic job reading in front of their peers at the award ceremony. Mrs. Koss is extremely sad she's not here to support you guys in doing this, but she did not have any question about the people we chose for our mission movers today. These are 2 of our very best from our elementary building. So I'm going to welcome our 2 young ladies here to read our mission statement and then read their speeches to the board.
The mission of Akron Central School District, a learning-centered community dedicated to the dreams of our students, is to ensure that each student realizes his or her unique human potential and contributes positively to society through a system characterized by
valuing the unique gifts of each person, developing all dimensions of each human being, advancing the knowledge, skills, and wisdom of each student, nurturing and respecting the dignity of each human being, cooperatively working to continuously create new realities.
Good evening, everyone gathered here tonight. My name is Lucy Takich, and I was a student in Mrs. DuPont and Ms. Blockwood's 5th grade class. I've had an amazing experience during my time at Akron, from kindergarten through 5th grade, and I'd like to share special things with you. My journey at Akron Elementary started at my kitchen table. Our grade entered kindergarten when the COVID pandemic began. I would sit with my Chromebook and would virtually learn online from our teachers. Our teachers had to adapt to this time, and so did we. It was new for all of us. Thank you so much to all of our COVID teachers. I will also never forget my 2nd grade field trip to Lockport Locks. This was one of my favorite field trips. I liked Lockport Locks a lot because it was fun to sit on the boat and sway back and forth on the water, sitting next to my friends until the locks opened. I remember kids would yell with joy when the locks opened. It was a ton of fun. In 5th grade, I auditioned for all-county orchestra at Solo Fest. I played the viola. My teacher, Mrs. Samville, taught us all so much. I would never be at the point I am without her. Because of all the hard work and love Mrs. Samville poured into my heart, I got an alternate in all-county orchestra and got a 99 on my solo. Thank you to Mrs. Samville and all of our music department teachers. Another experience I will never forget is joining the first ever drama club for elementary students. I played the role of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. There was also another production, Alice in Wonderland, but neither of the cast could have given such an outstanding performance without Mrs. Dodge, the director of the program. Thank you, Mrs. Dodge. Now I would like to share a touch of inspiration for my classmates and friends. As we head off into a new adventure, middle school, we are all in this together. Nobody will be left behind, no matter what. We are all starting the same journey, and we will help each other and encourage each other as we begin a steeper trail. To the students beginning a new trail in elementary, remember that you are all one grade and you will not leave anyone behind either. Enjoy your time together because it goes by quickly. You have incredible teachers and principals who work hard to make sure you have fun and enjoy your time as an elementary student. I'd like to leave you all behind with this African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This quote reminds us that we need to strive to stay as a team and we need to work together. Lastly, I'd like to take a minute to thank all of our classroom teachers, specialist teachers, substitutes, and every teacher in between. We thank them. I'd also like to thank our parents and families for all their support throughout the years. Thank you so much for listening. Have an incredible day and an incredible rest of your summer break. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nadia Baldinelli, a 5th grade student from Miss Guevara's class. I'm here to tell the journey of my times in elementary school. Over all the years, I've had so much fun and gained so many friends. There are so many fabulous memories throughout elementary school, but I can only name a few right now. One of my favorite field trips was Mumford. We got to see so many old-fashioned houses and shops. I even got to help a blacksmith worker. It was very fun. Also, I will always laugh when I think of Mr. Esposito and Miss Cost in a hot dog suit. Whenever I saw them, I would have a better day. Last but certainly not least, all the fun teacher activities and learning styles. For example, Miss Schrower, my science and reading teacher, always makes up dances and songs to help us learn. All other 5th graders, we got this. I know middle school may seem nerve-wracking, but we are all in this together. As it always says on the announcements, we are a family. We will support each other through tough times, and just know that I care. We all do. To the 4th graders, you're almost done with elementary like I am. Enjoy your last year, you really should. To every other student out there, you should be glad you have such great teachers and friends. You are amazing and you should know it. Be grateful for every day you have in elementary school because one day you'll be in middle school. I will leave you with this. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you feel and not what others tell you. You are loved, appreciated, and cared for. I hope you have a wonderful summer, and if I don't see you, go Akron Tigers.
Yes, we are going to take a family photo, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. That was incredibly wonderful. It's one thing for the adults to talk about the things that are happening in our buildings, but to hear it directly from you is incredibly powerful. So thank you so much for sharing. And I'm a little nervous for campus and CPL who have to present after you.
Come on in, everybody.
There's a big gap. Very well. We thank our mission movers for their words. I think just kind of reiterating what Ms. Taylor said, the two things I saw there were, number one was family. And the secondary aspect was the fact that they recognized that their teachers and instructors were the ones that, and staff were the ones that really made everything possible. So I think those are two shining things that really kind of represent our community and buildings. So with that, we're going to move on to agenda item 5, which is presentations. And at this time, I'd like to invite our capital project team forward to share an update.
I agree, Mrs. Taylor, that's a tough act to follow. Well, thank you very much, Board of Education and District Administration, for having us tonight. We're very excited to report on where we are with the current project and also some possible steps ahead. So with this evening, our agenda will be a construction project update on phases 1 through 3, or our current construction project. Mark's going to take the lead on that. Really quickly, introductions. Ron Miracle, Campus Construction Management. Mark Graff is with me tonight, our project manager on site with campus. Jason Pinfonte, Brady Morrison, Jason Mock with Buffalo Engineering, and also Greg Worley is here with the CPL tonight too. So with that, I'll pass it over to Mark to give a current update.
Evening, everyone. We'll start up top at our bus garage site. So up top, completed our 6,500 square foot addition. Also renovations on the existing building side. So on the exterior, if you see up on the screen here, new rain screen paneling system for the addition, facelift on the facade for the existing side. And then we also have a cool snow melt system around the entire perimeter of the building. On the reno side, a lot of big upgrades, 2 new in-ground bus lifts, updated the finishes throughout, refreshed the office spaces, the bathrooms, the storage room, brand new vehicle fluid system, new overhead doors, and then MEP infrastructure upgrades throughout, new heating system, new domestic water system, and upgraded the electric service to 800 amps with all new gear. 2 biggest areas in the addition by far, the break room and the training room. So break room, again, previous one they had on the existing side, 170 square foot. They got roughly 1,000 square foot now. New tables, new chairs, new kitchen setup, casework, great place for the employees to recharge between rides. And then up on the second floor, new training room, again, roughly 1,000 square feet. District can use that space for anything they want, trainings, meetings, events. It's a good little space up there. Moving into our educational building. So last summer we had quite a big lift in here. This year, 2 major areas of concentration. So first one is wayfinding signage across the entire campus. So the graphic at the bottom of the screen here, every single one of those little colors you see, that's going to be a new sign to help direct people on your campus where they need to go. This was developed with the entire OACM team over many months. This is one of the main things we're most excited about this summer. Production is just finishing up. If you see this entrance over here, door 47 at the flower pot entrance, started hanging some new wall-mounted signs. And ASI will be here starting next week for an approximate 2-week duration, installing all your signs around campus. And a couple areas for HVAC upgrades, orchestra band rooms up front, as well as our weight room here in the back. Both areas currently in progress. New units will be started up and functional for the start of the school year. The flashiest area we got out there, the new athletic complex. So here it is on paper. Here it is coming to life. So this aerial pic was taken about a month ago when we were in the middle of track paving. We'll go over general layout as a refresher. So stadium portion, new turf field that's complete that you see in the middle. It has striping for football, soccer, lacrosse. field hockey, flag football, and then also in 2 corners of the field has batters boxes and then baseball and softball bases. Also 8-lane track, the events area on the east side of the field, as well as throwing events up on the hill. Main grandstand system on the west side holds 903 people, and then we will also be installing a new visitor bleacher system on the east side of the field for another 140. Along the roadway, 3 parking lots. So first one closest to the main building, adding on to the existing lot, get an additional 27 spaces. Brand new lot behind the grandstand in the middle that has 46 parking spaces. And then the one closest to Bloomingdale, right next to the baseball, softball field, that will have an additional 15 parking spaces. And here's a more updated picture of Vantage Point. If you see off to the right, that map up on the hill. Again, right now, track is all paved up, ready for track surfacing. Concrete sidewalks around the perimeter are complete. Chain link fencing is in progress, both the 4-foot high closest to the track as well as the exterior 6-foot high. Video scoreboard is on the north end of the picture, and then we're just about finished with the athletic specialties within the turf. See the football goalposts and the soccer goals are up, and we'll also be doing the ball safety netting this week. A few other areas to highlight. Main entrance to the athletic complex. Masonry pillars are in progress. We'll have the aluminum gates up soon with District's big tiger head logo on the main gate leading into our area of reflection. If you see here, completely custom concrete bench symbolizes the nation's wampum. On the vertical face, there's two vertical recesses. And then we'll also have landscaping and a granite monument provided by a couple local vendors here. Under the grandstand, we'll have the Walk of Fame. Just completed the rails and the fence posts, and also started hanging the 12-foot chain link fence today, as well as the new CMU wall that will house an interactive board. And then the last piece of the puzzle, working our way out, roadway, full depth replacement across the whole thing. Demolition and under drainage are complete. Started the slip form curbs today. And then we'll go over what the rest of the month looks like. So again, finishing up our curbing this week. And then at that point, we're getting graded up, prepped up for paving, as well as finishing the remainder of our flat work around the concession building and the main entrance areas. Completing our chain link fencing and the aluminum fencing. And then last guys in is Craftco, the track surfacing team. They'll be mobilizing and delivering materials this Friday, starting install next Monday the 10th. So again, that's the upgraded, the Banon 300 system, paved in place, sandwich system. That's a 3-week duration. Once they're done, we'll be turning it over to you guys at the end of the month. So I'll turn it over to CPL team now for the second part of our presentation.
So Mark, before you get too far, just to reiterate, the field on schedule, on track for full utilization beginning of September.
So as we begin to look at our talk through, the finishing touches that we're doing on the current project, it's important to continue to look ahead. And, with the right approach, project planning never really stops. It's cyclical. So what we'd like to talk with you tonight about is some of the work that we've been doing post 24 BCS survey. Also talk about some of the planning that the team has put together to identify priorities, and then just talk through planning and implementation. This is not a short process. For instance, the project that we're completing now in 2026, that planning began 5 years ago in 2021. So thoughtful approach, making sure that, where we are right now is where we want to be, and looking ahead, where do we want to go from here?
Jason, I know that you're going to touch on multiple areas of the building condition survey, but I did ask for the team to go into a deep dive related to the mechanical systems of the campus.
Yeah, so we're going to talk kind of high level about the priorities, but also we're going to talk, we have Jason Mock here tonight to talk through the mechanical systems specifically. So with the building condition survey that was done in 2024, 2 years ago now, we generated a lot of data. We put together a 5-year look-ahead plan, and that 5-year plan is really almost a 5, 10, and 15-year look-ahead plan. We want to make sure that the things that we put on that that document are things that are achievable long-term. They fit into our long-term goals. A lot of the things that we're looking at as priority ones, like there's 4 primary principles that we're applying to identify what a priority is, and that would be life safety, security, asset preservation, assets being the buildings and the grounds themselves, keeping them around for many future generations to come, energy efficiency, which is cost savings, and then also programmatic enhancements. What can we be doing scholastically that really helps the Akron curriculum to sort of grow? So I'm going to have Brady come on up here and talk through the site civil priority ones, and then also the architectural priority ones.
Good evening. So as Jason was saying, we've been kind of working over the last few months to identify some of the priorities for the district for kind of each discipline. So starting with site and civil work, we're looking at parking lot replacements, specifically on the elementary school side. There's also near that area is an exterior ramp and stair replacement, looking at making that maybe more ADA compliant. And sidewalk replacements kind of throughout the entire campus. And then the playground and fall surfacing upgrades closest to the new athletic complex. So as you can see, there's a few photos of the parking lot replacement. It's been through a few winters. It's getting to that point that we need to start looking at replacement. And then also the playground, just the fall and the safety surfacing, trying to limit maintenance and improve safety. Looking at the architectural side, so this is a lot of the work that's happening inside of the building. Looking at interior door replacements, and then with that, also looking at how we can improve safety with access control, whether that's classrooms, office spaces, IT closets. So those two kind of go hand in hand. Also looking at some game toilet room renovations, auditorium seating and flooring upgrades, instrumental storage improvements, where that will also have a mechanical piece to that. Continuing adding interior and exterior window security film. We've kind of started some of that process in these capital outlay projects, so kind of really just building upon that. Stair and railing improvements kind of throughout the building, and then there's a few roof replacements that we're looking at as we kind of come up on aging warranties. And again, just a few photos. So cross corridor doors, making these code compliant. Bathrooms, just kind of improving fixtures, giving that a facelift, improving functionality, and then stair and railing improvements, just code compliance, safety and security items.